Sophie,
Hello.
pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Thanks for coming over.
No problem.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
How was the drive?
It was okay. It went very smooth.
Good.
Yep, no problems.
Christmas good?
Yes.
New
it was
Year good?
Okay. Yeah. All good, thank you.
Kids all right?
Yeah.
Good. Who's looking after them?
They
Granny.
are at home with my oldest and his girlfriend.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they're getting to that age now that they can help, so.
So we've been trying to get in contact, haven't we? We've tried to put a couple of dates in before.
Yeah.
Because I think what you want to come on and talk about is very important and poignant at the minute, because a lot of what we're going to talk about, I think, is lots of people are starting to be concerned about it.
Yeah.
And worrying about where it's going.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about things like ADHD, autism.
Yeah.
You've got first-hand experience with it.
Yeah.
I've got second-hand experience with it, with cousins and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think it is a topic that sometimes just gets pushed to one side a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And allows for the wrong information to get out, because anybody can come onto TikTok or social media and give their spin on it, or somebody's heard something, but you're living it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, your family situation.
Okay, so I've got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, and the oldest one has ADHD, and the second one has severe autism, and then my daughter was displaying autism signs. She's actually improving now because I've put her on loads of biomedical treatments, vitamins, supplements. I had a hair mineral and toxicity analysis privately done on her hair, which showed that she had severe arsenic toxicity in her body, as well as something called cadmium, which is another heavy metal. I'm really funny about what I give them, and I've always been very cautious about like chemicals and stuff that they're around. So I couldn't understand where the arsenic has come from, because she's never drank tap water. But when I spoke to the holistic practitioner who did the test, she said that when it's that high, because it was higher than the average adult in the UK, how high a level was on because you get like a chart that they do and they send to you, and it was like through the roof. I was like, where the hell has this come from? Because I know arsenic's in tap water, and she's never had tap water in her life, because I've made sure she hasn't. She said when it's that high, it's usually from repeated exposure to it. She said it could be from anything. She said it could be, she said she had one client before and it came back, they had arsenic toxicity, and it came back that it was coming from some sort of coating that had been put on a climbing frame in their garden, and they were obviously touching it, and it was coming from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just go back. So you had a hair
mineral and toxicity analysis. So it'll show everything. In my eyes, it's better than any blood test that the doctor can give.
Yeah.
So you get a hair sample from the back of the hair. It goes off to a private lab in Kent, and then they do they run tests on it, and then it'll show you it'll have like a heavy metal range, and it'll show you what that is. It's got like aluminium, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, all those sort of the really bad ones. And then it'll show the mineral levels inside the body. Mm-hmm. It'll tell you what type of gut functioning they've got, which showed that she was a type 4 slow metabolizer. And that would make sense because she was only going to the toilet once every 4 days. But since I put her on all the treatments, that's now improved, and she's going every day.
For a wee or a poo?
Poo.
A poo.
Poo, yeah.
So once every 4 days?
Once every 4 days. And when it come to the 4th day, you'd see her behaviour would go off the scale as well. It was just horrific.
As it was getting up to the time that she was needing to go to the toilet?
Obviously,
it's building up, isn't it?
Yeah. And then she was in so much pain when it was coming out. It was just horrific. And I'd put her on laxatives. I tried everything with that, and I just couldn't get this. Just get her to go. Do you know what I mean?
And what was the doctor's responses to this? Because clearly you've gone to the GP.
Yeah, they just like to prescribe pills, don't they? Yeah. They just they tried with different laxatives, that didn't work. But I tried to keep her away from anything kind of like pharma related. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather go through the natural route. So yeah, they just didn't work. She had laxatives. She's had all sorts of stuff, and it didn't work. But for the past 18 months, I've been putting her through. I've had her on like supplements of my own, and she is improving now. She's going to the toilet every day now. She's a lot calmer in general.
What age is she? Sorry.
She's just turned 4.
She's just turned 4.
So I started putting her through heavy metal detoxes and stuff at the age of 2.5. When it was at the peak, I was like, I've seen this before. I've been here before. Do you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't talking. There was no eye contact. There was some like repetitive. She was just kind of like copying phrases of the TV. Like, there was no like one-to-one, like you couldn't have a conversation with her. Do you know what I mean? And she was just agitated all the time. Like, she was just walking around relentlessly whining. She was you could tell that she was just in so much discomfort and just aggravated. And the nursery had pulled me up and said, you know, I think she needs to be seen by a paediatrician, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going down this route again. Yeah. I'm not, like, I've got to. So I've obviously been, because of my son, I've been researching this for like 10 years. Like, I don't think I'll ever stop. And yeah, I put her on the treatments, put her on the heavy metal detoxes. I've put her on that 4 times now, because obviously I just stop and start it. But I've done it continuously for the past 2 months now. There's other supplements, certain vitamins, non-synthetic vitamins, prebiotics, probiotics for the gut. I've done some other work on the gut. I put on something called glutathione as well, which is it's the body's most powerful antioxidant. And kids with autism are usually very low in that. So I've put her on a supplement of that. And what it does is, because it's a powerful antioxidant, it helps the body get rid of like free radicals in the blood system. So yeah, I've put her on that, and honestly, I've seen massive improvements. She's talking loads more. She's way more happy and settled. Eye contact's totally resumed. The gut issue has settled down. She's just progressing better, faster.
And this is all at your expense?
Yeah.
There's no help for this on the NHS?
No, they don't. They don't. If you try and talk to anyone in the NHS about stuff like this, they just kind of look at you gone out type thing. They have their own protocol that they follow, which is usually go to the GP if your child's showing problems, then you'll wait. I think the waiting list now to see a paediatrician for what I'd call a basic assessment is up to 12 months waiting. And then you go and see them. They'll get a speech therapist who does no form of therapy. And then as after these kids, and what I'm finding is they get diagnosed, they're just left to kind of rot in the system. They don't do anything. That there isn't like no help. Like, they'll put an EHCP plan in place for them at school, but they don't kind of look at anything that's causing it. And there's so many studies out there now to show that, like, I think it's like, I saw one, it's 91% of kids with autism are excreting loads more like heavy metals. They have more of it in their system than neurotypical kids. There's so much more. It's like they're going off really old school information. Is the only way I can describe it. They just kind of have the attitude of, oh yeah, look, we don't know what causes it, and yeah, it's just one of those things. And it's like, well, it's not, is it? Because do you remember when I told you about Jenny McCarthy in America? Have you heard of her before? Yeah, she was a Playboy model. She was engaged to Jim Carrey for years, and her son Evan was diagnosed at 2 with severe autism, like classic autism, stimming, head banging, totally non-verbal. And she took it upon herself to just not stop researching and try different out of the medical system treatments, to the point where he got undiagnosed, and he just lives a completely normal life now. He's on Instagram. She said it was getting to the point where, because I've got 2 of her books, every time Jim would come over, he'd be like, he's looking at me more, he's doing this. He'd see improvements with him every time. She was like, yeah, I've implemented this supplement, or I've done this, or he's had a heavy metal detox. And he literally got to the point where she totally cured him. So it is doable, and there's now stories with the internet and everything. There is thousands of people around the world doing it. So it's not like this. It depends who you are as a person, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's some parents out there who will get told that the kid has autism, they'll just be like, oh, get really sad about it, but they won't do anything. They'll just go down the traditional medical route, and they don't end up anywhere. And then there's people who kind of just think, no, I'm not settling for this, and we'll just do everything to help them. It just depends who you are as a person.
bet it's tough for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard work, yeah. And then obviously there's my youngest who is neurotypical. So far she's developing normally.
And she's how old?
She's 2.5.
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
Is there anything that you are aware of that you've done differently in the first 2.5 years of your youngest's life that you may not have done with the previous?
With
3?
the last one?
Yeah.
This comes down to another thing. Have you ever heard of something called MTHFR gene mutation?
No, I have not.
Okay. this is like, it's like they reckon that about 40% of the nation carry this gene mutation.
Okay.
And it means that basically like you can't detox heavy metals properly from your, there's a problem with the methylation process within your body. And what happens is they tell you to take folic acid when you're pregnant. So if you have this MTHFR gene mutation variant and you take folic acid...
That's for you.
What is it?
Shilajit.
Oh, thank you. I've been looking at this stuff.
The best one on the market.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about
it's
it.
full of fulvic acid.
Is it?
Full of fulvic acid.
Yeah. Okay, what do you do? Just put it in a drink?
Yep, I had mine before.
Did you?
Yep, little rice grain amount.
Okay.
I put it in a coffee, black coffee, because it doesn't taste very nice.
Oh, okay.
Mix it up. You can't taste it in a coffee, warm milk, something like that, but something warm, not boiling.
Okay. Yeah.
Full of fulvic acid.
Yeah.
One of the best things that you can do to raise fulvic acid levels.
Okay.
You take that. In actual fact, you take both of them.
Oh, thank you. Is it
can
okay
get
to give
that
to the kids and stuff?
Yes, and your dogs,
Yeah.
everything. It comes from
Oh,
the
brilliant.
mountains.
Yeah, I have
Only in the
heard of this
Himalayas.
stuff. I've heard it's very good, but I haven't got around to trying it
You
yet, so
take
thank
that
you.
and... look, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a wizard.
Yeah. No, me neither.
But as soon as you say fulvic acid, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's brilliant. I'll
yes.
try that, thank you.
You try that. Wow.
So, yeah, where was we?
So you were just saying about this genetic mutation
yes.
that...
MTHFR gene mutation. So, because when people have that, they have a problem with the methylation process within the body. So if someone who has that is taking folic acid, which is synthetic, if you take that, it's meant to convert into methylfolate, which is what you actually need. Okay, so if people are taking folic acid who have that MTHFR gene mutation, bear in mind they think a lot of people do, then that's just going to build up and build up. Your body can't metabolize it or break it down. So if you're taking that every day when you're pregnant, especially in the first how many months, it's going to cause big problems for you. And if the baby's carrying this MTHFR gene mutation as well. So in the last one, I only took folate, specifically methylfolate. I stayed away from folic acid. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I know.
So that is the only thing that you're really thinking, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is it. That is the only thing that was done different. As well, my youngest one, I refused her. Have you ever heard of something called vitamin K at birth that they inject them with?
Well, not necessarily at birth, but I have heard of vitamin K.
Yeah, they inject them with that within minutes of being born in the hospitals.
All babies.
All babies, they will push it on you whenever they can. I refused that with my youngest one. All the rest had it. Because obviously it's an injection. They'll tell you it's a vitamin, but I don't think it is any form of vitamin from studies that I've seen before. And it also has aluminium and stuff in it. And it's been injected into a newborn baby. So I'll just refuse it. They'll try and put the scare tactics onto you.
And aluminium's one of these heavy metals
Yes.
that are being picked up in these blood samples?
Yeah. One of the heavy metals, yeah. I know. It's a crazy life.
Have you watched... I've done 2 podcasts now with Charlotte, who's the holistic health coach.
Was she one of the first on here? Yeah, I did see her, yeah.
Have you been in contact with her?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll give you her details.
Okay.
And it would be probably amazing for you to just chat with her, because all of the stuff you're saying to me is all of the stuff that she talks about.
Oh, right, okay.
Holistic healing, parasites in your stomach, heavy metal detox, all of those things. Yeah. I am not qualified for any of this.
No, me neither.
I can listen to you.
This is just stuff I've learnt along the way.
We can get the message out.
Yeah.
But it would be really good if you had a chat with her.
Yeah.
Because, wow. The other thing, do you listen to any other podcasts? Do you ever listen to Joe Rogan?
No.
Okay. When you get a chance, what episode is it? The one that we've just listened to? He's just done a podcast. It was probably 2 or 3 down.
Okay.
What's the guy's name?
Who is he? Just someone on TikTok?
Joe Rogan.
Who's Joe Rogan?
Biggest podcast in the world.
Oh, no. What's...
American chap. You might recognise him, bald head.
Oh, is he? Has he got glasses?
Nope.
Does he moan at people about...
Nope.
Brigham Buller.
Brigham.
BRIGHAM BUHLER 2079.
2079. You can get it on Spotify.
Okay.
This Brigham Bowler talks exactly about kind of the stuff that you're doing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's got his own clinic and wellness and pharmaceutical company, and he talks. Just listen to it, and it is an absolute eye-opener.
Okay.
I've been riveted.
Yeah. Okay, I will have a look.
He's exposing things that you wouldn't believe.
If you try and talk to the paediatricians as well about stuff like this, if you even I've mentioned like this to them before, and they just look at you gone out. It's almost like they don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, hang on, you've gone to university for 10 years to do this job. You must know what I'm talking about. It's like they don't acknowledge it. That's what I find. It's not in the specific thing that they've been taught. Therefore, they don't explore or talk about other options with you. Do you know what I mean? Because whether they're not allowed to, I mean, I know that doctors are bound by the Cancer Act as well, aren't they? So anyone who has cancer, they're legally not allowed to advise you of any alternative therapy apart from chemo. Yeah, really? There's actually a piece of legislation in place that it's almost like a gag order.
So during this podcast, it's funny you should mention chemo. He comes out with a statistic, and this might just be in America. He said that cancer doctors, 65% of their salary comes from chemotherapy.
Yeah.
65%.
It makes a lot of money.
But of their salary, over half of their salary comes from them, whatever the method is, sending them to have chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So that then starts making you think, hang on a second.
It's a big business.
It's a huge business.
Yeah.
Which ties me on to, I don't know if you've seen any of my TikToks.
I
I've
have.
done carnivore diet now for 37 days.
Is that just eating meat?
Yes.
Okay.
Before that, I was a vegan.
Oh, no.
And then a vegetarian.
Okay.
For 5 years.
You was a vegan for 5 years or
A
vegetarian?
vegan for about 2.5.
Did that make you poorly in the end?
Nope.
No.
Well, loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Really?
Felt brilliant. Loved the food. Enjoyed cooking. I was trying to do it as best as I could. Whole foods.
Yeah.
Without the garbage. I then broke my leg 2 years ago, December. Slipped on some ice at a primary school, dislocated my knee, and there was a fracture there. Subsequently, had an operation on it this time last year. And over the last 1.5 to 2 years, my knees, both knees, have been absolute agony.
Oh.
Arthritis, bad. I've been a tennis coach for 20 odd years.
Oh, God, okay.
Of course it's going to be knackered. And it was getting to the stage about towards the end of November where I couldn't walk. Literally couldn't walk. So, again, listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, who was it? The doctor that was on? Sean Baker. He's an orthopedic surgeon in America. He's been eating carnivore for 6 years.
Okay.
He got taken into the medical board and was almost lost his medical license because he wasn't... Somebody was coming into him with bad knees, arthritis, and his first response wasn't surgery. Yeah. He was saying to these people, try going carnivore for a month to 2 months and then come and see me. And a huge portion of them were never coming back again.
Because they were cured. This is what I mean. The medical system isn't intended to cure you.
Now, I've been doing carnivore for 37 days. My knees are better.
Loads better or?
Like better.
Wow.
Better.
Like totally cured.
So
what did you eat then? Is it literally just like steak and
all I've eaten is
chicken?
Steak, chicken, a bit of pork, a bit of eggs, and a tiny bit of milk, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
I've been eating like once a day. Chicken wings. We've had some chicken wings, haven't we, Ben? We've had some chicken wings. And that's it.
So, like, no crisps, no potatoes, no chips.
No vegetables, no fruit, no sugar, no chocolate, nothing. I don't crave anything.
Really?
I don't feel hungry. My knees feel brand new.
It's crazy, isn't it? The things that are like, that you can do. Wow, that's amazing.
Now, New Year's Eve, I went out with a couple of friends to a New Year's Eve kind of party thing.
Yeah.
And I got pissed.
Steaming.
The most pissed I've been for probably 15 years.
Like that.
Steaming.
Yeah.
The next 2 days, my knees were killing me. When you look into it, alcohol's inflammatory.
Yeah.
Not had another drink. So that was my last one. I did a year of no drinking. That was the start of my TikTok journey. I'd been depressed. I'd been suicidal. My marriage had broken up. Everything had all come down, and I started drinking every day. And I thought something's got to stop here.
Yeah.
So I stopped. Started recording everything I was doing, trying to figure ways out to make myself feel better, trying to increase my testosterone levels naturally. Because I'd lost everything.
Yeah.
And so I'd not drank for a year, and then around about September, October time, started letting it go a little bit, having a little bit here and there, and gradually I thought, right, New Year's Eve, that's the last one. So I've not had another drink now for, what are we on, 7th today? 8th? 6th? Not had a drink for 6 days.
Wow.
Knees are fine again.
Yeah.
Absolutely
it's
fine.
crazy, isn't it?
But it was amazing because without me having that feeling of my knees being great for a month, and then horrendous for 2 days, and going, what's the only thing that I've changed? I had a shitload of booze.
Yeah.
And that flared up.
Yeah.
And now again, perfect.
It is inflammatory, isn't it, alcohol? Yeah. You know, when you didn't drink for a year, did you find that you were much more happy and mentally stable?
1,000,000%.
Yeah, that's what I've barely drank for the past 12 months. I've just hit a point in life where I've genuinely gone off it. Like, it doesn't appeal to me. I'll do anything to avoid being in that situation, you know, where you feel like if your friends go to the pub, like, I don't want to drink. Like, it just doesn't, I don't have to fight against it either. You know, some people are like, oh, I really want to drink. And like, I don't get that. But I've definitely felt more like mentally like sound, stable, and genuinely just happy in life, despite stresses and outside factors, than when I ever did when I was drinking.
One of the second or third video that I did that went semi-viral, 1.4 million views or something.
Yeah.
Was before you go to the doctors and get prescribed antidepressants.
Yeah.
Do these things first.
Yes, I've seen that video.
Stop drinking.
Yeah.
Get yourself in the gym.
Yeah.
Stop putting coke up your nose.
Mm-hmm.
Go and have a look at yourself in the mirror with no clothes on. And if you don't like what you see, get yourself in the gym.
Yeah.
Do that for a few months and then go to the doctor. Because I'll pretty much guarantee you 95% of people are going to go, no, I'm not depressed.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling anxious now. It was lifestyle choices.
It was their lifestyle, yeah. And this is what it comes down to. But a lot of people won't accept that. Like, there's a lot of people out there crying depression. But like you say, all weekend they're sniffing coke.
Absolutely
all weekend they're getting pissed. They're spending to the point where they've got no money left. And then they're just, look, their eating's absolute shit. They're full of McDonald's all the time. And then they wonder why they feel like shit. It's crazy. And then what will happen is they'll go to the doctors, get put on antidepressants when they probably didn't need it in the first place. And it's just like a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. Do you know that in Thailand, if you go to the doctors in Thailand and say that you're depressed, they will not prescribe you antidepressants. They say go to the temple, to the Buddha temples.
I can believe it.
They have a total different way to Western society. Like, it's just, so it shows it can be done.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It absolutely can be done. And I think most people's lives of this, drinking most nights, eating shit, not getting enough sleep, not seeing male friends if you're a male, because that's a big one.
Yeah.
Blokes don't go and speak to blokes, just at face value. Meet for a coffee. They don't do that. Women do.
Yeah, women do.
You're
you're right.
on each other. Oh, he's fucking doing my head. Yeah. Blokes don't do that. They keep it to themselves.
Yeah, they do.
And when they meet up, it's bravado. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm fucking having it.
Yeah, they do. It's
Shagged 50 birds this week. Fucking come on. That's what we do.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not really us.
It's
that's
all just fake, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So most people's base level of how they feel is actually way below what it should be. So they don't understand what feeling normally is and what getting a normal night's sleep is. because they've just, I know people fairly close to me that have drank 8 pints of beer every day for 30 years.
They must feel like shit. Oh, God.
But their shit is their normal.
Yeah, it's become the norm, hasn't it? They don't know what it's like to feel normal or feel filled or just happy in life. Yeah.
So I think there's an awful lot to say for people. But if you could, stopping drinking, going to the gym, taking your supplements, sleeping well, all of these things takes effort.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Taking a pill in the morning that you think is going to mask that.
It's the quick fix.
Easy.
This is what everyone wants. They just want a quick fix,
They
don't
do.
they? That no one wants to. It's almost like no one wants to take accountability for their own actions and to do anything. Everyone's just very lazy these days, I find. I think people are just lazy and they do just want, like, please, they'll go to the doctors, please help me. Oh, yeah, here you go, here's your pill. And it's just, like you said, they don't look at any outside.
Do you think it's because life's too easy? Because I don't
know. Like,
do you reckon depression was rife in World War II?
Absolutely not. I
don't.
They were so much more stronger back then when people didn't have a pot to piss in and they lived in much harder, like, stressful conditions than us. They just weren't depressed. Everyone wasn't going around killing themselves then. It just they were. It's like they were made of tougher stuff. It's like now we are almost very pampered in life. Do you know what I mean? And because of that, like, no
100%.
one's got any coping mechanisms. That's what I feel like. I feel like everyone's just like in victim mode. I feel like everyone's just it is a weakened society. That's what I believe is going on. And in the UK is like we was talking about Thailand. Like, they're not like this there.
No.
It's rife in Western society, I think.
I can remember being much younger than what I am now, and maybe 20s, and when you see these adverts on the TV for send some money to the children in Africa to build a well.
Yeah.
And I can remember looking at it thinking, those kids look much happier.
They are.
Than any, if you'd have gone to a town centre or a town in England, and did a bit of an interview with the people and the kids, they didn't look as happy as them, and they've got nothing.
No, this is something else that I've said before. In some countries in Africa, they're starving. They've got no shoes. They haven't got a pot to piss in. But they are just mentally stronger.
Yeah,
they're more happy. But here it's like everyone is almost spoilt in a way. Like, the kids here, they don't have any coping mechanisms, do they? Like, a kid will break its toy and have a complete mental breakdown, whereas they don't even know what it's like to even have a toy. Like, it's different worlds.
Yes.
It's total different worlds. But I do think that the kids don't realise how lucky they are.
So, like I said, I've been a tennis coach now for 20 odd years.
Yeah.
And going back to, I've seen episodes or whatever of documentaries where somebody's gone to one of these villages in Africa, and they're looking at how, not necessarily a village but a small town, and they're looking at their tennis facilities, and it is a dirt area with drawn on lines, maybe with spray paint, the worst net you've ever seen, rackets that are all over the place, and the worst ball. And these kids are loving it, absolutely there. Now, I'll go and do a session. The kids have got £200 rackets, brand new tennis balls, perfect facilities, 2 tennis coaches there, and they look like they would rather be anywhere else than on that tennis court.
Really?
And I say to these kids sometimes, you do not know how lucky you are.
No, they don't.
You've got everything.
Yeah.
Go and have a look at these young kids. They are enjoying every moment of it. And we've created a society of weak-minded, spoilt brats.
We really have. We really have. It's like for Christmas and stuff, like, the teenagers, they want like £250 tracksuits, £200 pair of shoes, they want hundreds of pounds in a car. And it's like, hang on a minute, like, how have you even got, like, they feel so much entitlement. Like, obviously, I'm not saying don't get them anything. Everyone wants to get stuff for their kids and treat them. Do you know what I mean? But the level of what they expect now, like, I would never have had the nerve to ask my mum and dad for that stuff, and I'd have been told to fuck off. I would have, honestly.
I mean, I speak to kids now, and I'll say to them, "Oh, what did you get for Christmas?" And they're like, can't really remember.
No, it means nothing to them, does it?
The reason is they didn't get anything as a main present anymore. I can remember, and probably you can remember, you'd get the Book of Dreams out in the Argos catalogue in about October, and you'd pick your top present. It might have been a bike.
Yeah, that
or
was
a
it.
video game console or something like that. And that was your main present, and you're so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there is no main presents to get these kids because they've all got an iPhone, they've all got a bike, they've all got an electric scooter,
PlayStations,
and
got
every
everything.
game. And it's like, you know, asking my daughters, what do you want for Christmas? Ugh,
Don't know. I've got
don't
everything.
know. Nothing really. Money.
Yeah.
And that's our fault.
It is.
That's our fault.
It is, I
100%
agree.
our fault. But coming back to your, you know, your story, I mean, it's what you're trying to do for your children is amazing.
Thank you.
Is there a group of you young mums or young dads that are starting? You know how there's like groups of people that homeschool?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any sort of group starting to form now? Because my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she's very much into all of this holistic healing. Yes.
Yeah.
Her son Lewis, who he's 25 now, he got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis.
Yeah.
So he was on the path to becoming a very good professional footballer. He'd got trials at Derby County. He was very, very good, very sought after. Got this thing called ulcerative colitis, which
that's nasty.
Nasty.
I know.
Went down the normal route. Doctors gave him steroids.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Tried steroids. Didn't work. A different one. Didn't work. Different one. Didn't work. Got to the stage where they said, we can't do anything for him now.
That's another inflammatory thing, isn't it? Yeah.
So the doctors have basically said, look, there's nothing more we can do for him. Let's just see where it goes. There's a good chance he'll die from this. And the boy lost so much weight. It was unbelievable. He couldn't do anything. Couldn't work. Couldn't do anything because he had to be within 30 seconds of a toilet at any one time. So they started deep diving on the internet, found this American chap that had cured his wife from the same thing. Yeah. Cost them a fortune, but they got this consultations with him and started looking at different foods and changing this and changing that. And some of the things that they had to take out of his diet were crazy because one of the things that he was allergic to, if I'm right in saying it, was celery.
Really?
Now, you would think to yourself, celery? Well, just don't eat celery. It's in everything.
It is. It's flavouring, isn't it?
It is in everything.
Yeah.
Because my first response to Donna was, well, just
Celery.
Who eats celery? I can't tell you the last time I ate celery. But she was like, come and have a look at the list of things that it's in. Tomato ketchup.
Yeah.
Celery's in it.
It's in a lot of crisp flavours.
Crisp flavours. Celery's. And you're like, wow, didn't know this. So he's fully cured now.
Wow, that's
he's 25.
See what I mean? It can be done if
If
you take alternative routes and you do enough research and you've got enough fire in you to want to do it. It can be done with anything. They say that as well. There's a massive gut and brain connection. They say if you heal the gut, you will heal any disease in your body. Because I didn't know this before. I've only recently found this out. But you know, if someone's like depressed and they go to the doctors and they put them on like usually like sertraline, it's like an SSRI.
I'm on it.
Oh God. Oh bless you.
Changed my life.
Really?
Yeah, changed my life. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It wasn't for depression. Well, I thought I was going because I was depressed.
Yeah.
I've had chronic anxiety since I was probably 9 years old, and I just thought that is how normal people live.
No.
Chronic.
Yeah.
Petrified.
What, just like social anxiety or just about everything, just worrying?
Everything.
Oh,
Heart palpitations for no reason.
That's horrible.
Overthinking, can't sleep. I'm a fairly decent tennis player. I wanted to be a professional tennis player. I've played 2, maximum 3 tennis matches in my life where I've been relaxed. That's it.
Oh, no.
Like, horrendous. But I went to the doctors because I was feeling shit after the divorce and all of this. And they said, look, try these. These might help.
Yeah.
Everything calmed down.
Oh, okay.
My mind calmed down. No heart. I'd wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. Heart palpitations. Think, fuck, I'm having a heart attack. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Yeah, that's not good.
Don't have it anymore. It has completely transformed me.
If it helps you, then fair play.
Completely.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what was the reason. I don't know. But and people don't believe me because I'm quite outgoing. I'm a big lad. And they're like,
people can mask it though, can't they? Someone could be anxious or depressed as anything and be like, hi. Like, people are good at masking these days.
I can remember winning things at like an awards evening and not necessarily knowing that I'd won it, but I'm in with the runnings and sitting there and being petrified.
Yeah.
If I've won, I've got to walk up in front of all of these people and maybe say something.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing a fucking podcast.
I know.
And I've got it has changed me.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much.
Yeah, I do think with some people, like I said, you will have an instance where you do get like a life-changing thing, but I do think also they are very overprescribed and prescribed very quick.
100%.
Yeah, definitely, that is the
100%.
case. But did you know as well, obviously, that when they give you these drugs, that it's flooding your brain with like serotonin.
Yes.
Serotonin is actually originally produced in your gut.
Yes.
And then, I didn't know that. I thought it was produced in your brain. It's not. It starts in the gut. Yeah, I only recently found that out.
If you take antibiotics, it takes 6 months after you finish for your gut microbiome to repopulate to its normal levels.
Yeah, this is why I give my kids probiotics and prebiotics. Yeah.
Yes. So I've got a very close friend who today is going for a...
What?
What do you call them? Colon
I thought you were
cleanse.
going to say a camera up the bum then.
Well, a colon cleanse.
Yeah, is that when the poo comes through
Yeah.
the tube? Oh, God.
And the consultation,
Yeah.
it takes 90 minutes, and they reckon that you can have, I can't remember the exact number.
Colonic irrigation,
Yes.
is that it? That's it,
You can have like a kilogram of shit
Oh, God.
that is
Just
stuck
backlogged.
in a backlog.
Fuck.
Yes. And some people swear by them.
Yeah.
So this friend of mine is going for one because they've just constantly been ill for weeks and
Yeah.
weeks and can't get rid of it.
Like I said, parasites as well. That's another thing just in there.
Which is exactly what that Charlotte was saying
wreaking havoc, yeah.
Yeah.
Parasites is another massive thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we worm our dogs. We don't worm humans, though. We probably need it more than anything. We worm our pets
Yeah.
regular.
Which reminds me, I need to wear my dog.
Yeah,
Not done that
same.
for a while. But yeah, it's almost a closed society of
Yes.
these are the doctors, these are the medications
Yeah.
that you're going to prescribe, and we're not going to wane from one way or another.
Yeah.
There are some good doctors out there.
There are
I
some,
know
yeah.
a couple of them
Yeah.
personally. One of them's coming on
Do you,
today.
is that the young lad that comes on
Dr.
here?
Jamie
Yeah.
Moncrief,
Yes,
yes.
that's it. Yeah, I've seen him on a few of your videos.
He's a
yeah.
lovely lad, and there's another guy that I know very, very well who's very similar, and I think more doctors are starting to understand this,
Yeah.
and understand that certainly for things like depression, these factors are lifestyle
Yeah.
most of the time. But with autism, I don't know. What are you on with the? Can we say that word beginning with V and ends in sounds like Maxine?
Oh God, I was wondering. I've
Yeah.
purposely not said this because I don't want the videos to get taken
Yeah.
down and censored.
So, what do you think about your friend Maxine?
I'm
Reckon,
anti-Maxine.
You're anti-Maxine?
I am anti-Maxine. After my son, the second one, in my eyes, that's when he changed.
Really?
Yeah. And that happened with,
Like when
with
he
my
first
brother.
when he first met Maxine in his first few years,
The
few
one
months.
that they specifically have, I'm going to say, between 12 and 15 months. Begins with an M.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, and people say, that's not true. People will say, it's not true, it was disproved. Depends what studies you're reading.
So have you? I can't even say this guy's name.
I don't.
There's a book whose uncle was a famous president in America.
Yes, I know exactly
And there's
who
an
you're on
airport
about.
named after him. Have you
Yeah.
read the book?
I haven't read the
You
book,
have to
but I
read
know
his book.
who. Really?
You have to read his book.
The one with the funny voice?
Yes.
Yes, I know him.
It's called
Well, not personally. but-
The Real Doctor, and then not Joe Moncrief.
Yeah,
Real
that
Doctor,
I
and
think.
then a name after it.
I think having those
Read
particular things are
it.
also a trigger for.
It's mind blowing.
Okay.
And
What's it called?
The Real Doctor, and I don't want to say the doctor's name.
Okay.
It begins with F, an American doctor. Ben will put it up on there now.
Okay.
Honestly, it is mind blowing.
Okay.
If the
Because I
thing-
read a lot now. I don't really watch TV. I read a lot. It doesn't interest me.
Or
I
an
don't-
audio book.
Yeah. I just can't zone out and watch some
If
crap.
what he's saying in this
Yeah.
isn't true, he'd have been locked up,
Really.
and he hasn't been.
Okay.
He's trying to run for president.
Okay. I need. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. Read that book. That's not
Yeah.
important, is it? No.
He's not a good guy.
No.
No.
But you don't realise how deep it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Okay,
what's the next battle then for you as you're moving along with this and your children's? Where are you going with it? Is there new things that you're thinking, right, I need to try this, but it's costing too much?
No, it's in my eyes, it never costs too much. I can spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds a month on supplements. To me, there's no, if I can get her 100% right to the point where I can be like, look what I have done, like, it's worth every penny. I mean, when you start looking into going like outside the medical system and looking at your own sort of treatments and biomedical type route, it does get expensive. It's not cheap.
Of course.
It's not cheap at all, but it's more than worth it. I have literally seen with my own eyes results, especially with, and as well, after she had the first hair mineral toxicity analysis, and then I put her through the first heavy metal detox. It's just a simple spray in the mouth. It's tasteless, odorless, harmless. Babies can have it. It's used with zeolites. Zeolites, yeah, they trap and bind the heavy metals, and then they're released, excreted through urine and feces and stuff. So, yeah, after that, she had a retest 3 months later, and I'd brought it right down. Brought the arsenic levels right down to next to nothing, and cadmium.
So arsenic, that's a fucking poison, isn't it? That's how you kill people.
Yeah, it's a poison. That's what I'm saying. Something out there is affecting the brains of these kids, but it's everywhere. Listen to this for a story, okay? You know when you're pregnant?
No.
Well, you don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, you know when women are pregnant. Okay, so you go to routine antenatal appointments at the doctor's, and I went for one. This was with my youngest one. Okay, so it wasn't that long ago. It was only a few years ago. And I went, and they do like a carbon monoxide, whether you declare that you smoke or not. I didn't smoke at all. They do like a carbon monoxide testing reading. And I went there the one day. She was like, oh, let's do the carbon monoxide. I was like, okay, you just blow into it, wait a few seconds, and it gives a reading. Usually it's fine. So I did this, and it bleeped, and she looked at me. She went, have you started smoking? I was like, no. I said, why? She said, you've just blew a reading of a really heavy smoker. Someone smoked 40 to 60 fags a day. I was like, what? And we were both sat there. I said, can we do it again? I said, it's got to be wrong. Did it again. And she was like, no, it's saying the same. I said, that's not possible. Like, I'm telling you now, like, I don't smoke. I'm not smoking. And then we were sat there, and we were like a bit baffled. And then after a few minutes, she was like, how did you get here today? She said, did you walk? Or did you come in a car? I said, I walked. She said, how long was the walk? I said, about 10, 15 minutes. She said, oh, do you know that environmental outside factors can cause it to do that? I was like, okay, so you're from the NHS and you're admitting that environmental toxins, me walking outside for 10, 15 minutes, has caused me to blow that carbon monoxide reading. So environmental toxins just literally in the air is another massive thing, because the levels now that we're exposed to is huge compared to what it was 20, 30 years ago, literally from just breathing. So, yeah, it was her that said that to me, and I was like, wow.
And where were you walking? Because you're Wolverhampton, yeah?
Yeah.
So it was a busy...
No, not Wolverhampton. I don't live in Wolverhampton city centre. I live in Wombourne. It's actually like, it's kind of like, it's more towards South Staffs. It's classed as, we've got a WV postcode, but it's Staffordshire. But no, it's it's like a little village. There's no industrial, anything like that going on. This is like a village. It's Wombourne.
So you can imagine what it's like in a big city.
Yeah, in London. Apparently it's absolutely rife in London.
You see, I was having a conversation with someone the other day about this, and they were saying, oh, you know, this ULEZ, it's all just a money grab. Mm. And I said to them, I do go to London quite regularly.
Yeah.
And there is a massive difference now. Since they've done it, there's a massive difference. There's a lot less cars on the road. The air doesn't feel as bad. Okay. So whether you think it's just purely now what you're saying, there's got to be some truth in what they're saying. Yeah. Whether they tax it or whatever, I don't know. But there's a massive difference in the London quality of air. But if what you're saying, just walking in a rural part of Staffordshire, has given you, what was it? What was the
carbon
monoxide of a heavy smoker, you can only imagine what it was like.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember going to London with my mum and dad as a youngster when everybody just drove everywhere there.
Yeah.
And it was horrendous. The buses, the diesel.
Yeah.
I can even remember, well, I think I can remember, but I'm sure the trains were diesel at that time, the undergrounds. And they went electric however long ago. And it was just, it was
rife,
horrible.
it was smoggy, wasn't it?
Smoggy,
yeah.
So that, you know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, the ULEZ, it's just a cash grab. And yes, they're making millions of pounds out of it.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of both, mate, to be honest.
Of course,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So like, it's just the fact that she just said it to me. So they do know that there's environmental toxins out there. Like, it's not as if I was outside, like you said, in a heavy polluted area for hours. This was a brisk 10-15 minute walk. And she was like, oh yeah, the environmental, she said that it can cause that sometimes. And I was like, what? Can you imagine my face? Especially because it confirms stuff that I know about environmental toxins being another factor and contributing factor to autism as well. So this is why I think with the heavy metal detoxing, the kids that do have the MTHFR gene mutation, I want us to all get tested for it, basically. But it's really hard to get here. Like, it's easy in America. It's just a cheek swab. But here, it's not something that they really even acknowledge or look into. It's crazy. So I think, but kids who do have that are going to need constant assistance going through the detoxification process, because a child who doesn't have that will just sail through it. That's why they have, vaccines and stuff, and they'll be unaffected, whereas another child who might have that will end up mentally disabled, basically. So, yeah, and considering they think about 40% of the population have this, it explains a lot in my eyes. It really does.
And it would make sense that this gene mutation has probably always been there, and at the same amount. But because of the environmental factors, it hasn't had the ability to necessarily show itself.
And when I'm trying to find out when I'm doing research in a minute. I'm trying to find out when at what point, what year, what decade was folic acid pushed upon pregnant women? Like, you must take this. It prevents neurotube defects. Like, you were told, like, you must take this. And obviously, women who hear that think, oh my God, I've got to take that, protect my baby.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, I'm trying to find out when around that time that was bought in. Do you know what I mean? Was it like the 90s?
You're perhaps too young to remember this, but I kind of am, but it was something that I grew up with. There was a drug that they administered to pregnant women called thalidomide.
Yeah.
And it was to do with morning sickness.
Yeah.
So they were promoting it, thalidomide.
Yeah.
And it ended up, children were being born with no arms or no legs.
Or 3 legs. Yeah, they were deformed, weren't they?
They were deformed.
Yeah.
And there was a period of time where calling someone a flid was a derogatory term. You know, there was a time when people would, you flid or something like that. And that was an abbreviation of thalidomide, so it was, sometimes people would call you dumb or you idiot. Yeah. There was a time when that was a thing.
I didn't know
and
that.
again, that was a
it wasn't even a drug on trial either, was it? It was like fully approved.
And being pushed out by the doctors, because it was, if you don't want to suffer from morning sickness, take this.
Yes.
And yes, it's going to stop the morning sickness, but you're going to have a deformed child.
Apparently as well, you could get you could get heroin on prescription up until the 60s.
Well, you still can. It's methadone, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've just changed the name.
Yeah, codeine, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it's crazy out there, but I think the more you kind of try and look into this stuff, like, the further it goes, and you just feel like you are being poisoned from every angle, whatever you do. I mean, obviously, like, I'm like, people call me like crazy and psycho because I don't even use like normal washing up. I have to use like a special one, because in normal washing up liquid, there's chemicals that can affect your central nervous system and stuff. And obviously, if you get that on your hands, your skin's your largest organ, soaks it up. It's crazy.
I said this to Charlotte when she was on.
Yeah.
You are a modern day witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you would have been called back in the day.
Yeah.
You think differently. You try and do the research yourself. But it's a full-time job, isn't it? It has to be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because things are ever changing.
Yeah.
How do you navigate? Because this area of alternative medicine and alternative theories is almost running parallel with the conspiracy theorist nutters.
Yeah, of course.
How do you navigate the bullshit that you hear? Because there's so much of it.
I know there is. I don't know.
There's so much. I mean, it just opens a can of worms up, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I mean, it must be very difficult, because a lot of these things, there aren't necessarily studies out there that you can go and pull up and do it.
There is actually a lot more than people think. If you find it, you've just got to find them, and they won't be the most common, the funded ones. You've got to also look at who's funding certain studies as well, and who's going to benefit from those studies being published. So yeah, there's so much more I could say as well, but it'll just get censored off it. There's other topics, you know what I mean, and it'll definitely get censored. There's other stuff, but I don't want your channel getting censored of anything. That is the problem, isn't it?
It is the ultimately it is the problem, and it's called self-censoring. And
I mean, look at us. We were just trying to be careful to what we were saying. We shouldn't be able to do that in this day and age, should we?
Well, I'm all for free speech, you know. But it's not even free speech. It's fact and knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah.
About a lot of the shenanigans that have gone on over the, you know, it's. I mean, it's the crazy thing about saturated fat and fats.
Yeah.
That was all demonised because of the sugar industry.
Yeah.
Medics were paid off in the whatever it was, 50s and 60s, by the sugar companies to demonise fats and saturated fats. So now all of a sudden, everybody's eating everything with sugar in, when actually the real problem was the sugar, not the saturated fats, and not this, that, and the other.
Sugar is a massive problem as well.
Massive.
Some of the kids these days, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful to anyone, but they are huge.
So fat.
I don't want to offend anyone on here, but yeah, they're gigantic, basically. So, but when I was younger, we were not like that. We were all skinny. We were all just on the go all the time. But some of them, and I'm like, this can't just because they're playing on PlayStations. Like, what are they eating? What are their parents giving them? Like, surely to God, that's some sort of abuse.
Yeah.
Because they're huge.
Yeah.
Like really big.
But a lot of the time it's education as well, isn't it? You know, if you went to the average 25-year-old mum and dad and said, how many grams of sugar do you think's in a Coke? They wouldn't have a clue.
No, even in a cream egg.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy. So a lot of it is education. A lot of it is we all run these very busy lives and we all have our own problems, and it's easy to just grab something that's going to taste really good.
Everyone's just fed on frozen chicken nuggets, aren't they?
Junk food.
Yeah,
Absolute
junk food. And that is partly
food.
the parents' fault, because that is laziness if you're not cooking from scratch. I mean, obviously you can't do it every single day because people live hectic lifestyles, but yeah, you've got to make some sort of effort. And as well, I've got a hack as well. You know, like all the fruit and veg and everything, it's like plastered in pesticides. Even if you go organic, obviously you always want to buy organic if you can, but even organic's not fully organic. Do you know what I mean? You can still get some. I don't think it's 100%. So what I do is I'll get like my strawberries and stuff, and I'll put them in like a bowl of water. I tip raw apple cider vinegar on it and soda bicarb, and then you rub it in. It's meant to draw all the pesticides and herbicides out of the fruit. Tip it away, wash it over again. Game changer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you notice any difference in the taste of them or anything like that after, do you?
I can taste if there's pesticides on strawberries now, because obviously from buying organic quite a lot, because we've got like a farm shop down the road from us. Buy from there. I still go through that process and everything. But yeah, if I have some from, like, say if I can't get them and I have some from Sainsbury's, you can taste, like, you can literally taste it.
Which is mad, because I couldn't, because I'm not used to tasting it without.
Yeah.
So your base level, like we spoke about, those people that are depressed and anxiety ridden because they're drinking and putting Coke up their nose and all of this.
Yeah.
They don't. That's their normal.
Yeah.
So a strawberry from Asda is a normal taste for me.
No.
So I wouldn't be able to.
When you have organic and when you clean them out properly and draw all the pesticides out, they do taste so much more different. Sometimes when you buy one, you get that. That's when you can tell it's covered in pesticides. I mean, obviously, because like they're spraying it on all the fruit and veg and everything, and then but they'll wash it off. But the fruit has absorbed it as it's growing. So, but years ago, this could be another contributing factor to autism as well. You didn't have all the herbicides and everything like you have now, all the pesticides on food, and that if you look into pesticides and that effect on the brain, then that's another thing. It's going to affect your brain. I think there's loads of things out there that affect the brain.
Well, everything,
It's
really,
like we're just
isn't
a
it?
poison society.
We are.
It really is. That's what it feels like.
Do you think there's ever going to come a time when we look back and we go, God, what were we doing then? There's got to be. I mean, there's got to be that moment, like when we look back at doctors telling people to start smoking if they've got a cold, and
if they're stressed, they used to tell them to smoke if they were stressed, didn't they?
And if you've got
they used to
doctors
advertise it on TV.
advertising it in a white coat, and we look back at that now and we're like, oh God, how stupid were we? I wonder how far along the line is it? Another decade that we look back at now and we go,
But
we were doing so much harm.
Yeah, people were only doing that advice because they were doing to by people they saw as authoritative and as
Correct.
doctors.
Correct.
So it was the doctors that were telling people to do that and that were pushing it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of corruption in the medical establishment.
Yeah, you have to listen to that episode. I'll let you. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
going
listen to
to.
it. It is unbelievable.
Write it all down for me
I'll
because that's
write it down
right
for
up
you and
my
let you go.
street.
But it's so good and it's so eye-opening. But just, you're thinking to yourself, we kind of know it is, but we kind of just turn a blind eye to it, don't we, sometimes? And it's only because it's had such a massive impact on your life with your children that you've been forced to go down that line.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas I haven't,
Yeah.
luckily.
Yeah.
But there are so many people that haven't had to do it. Whereas I don't know what the numbers are.
I think it depends what you're like as a person as well. Obviously, I'm kind of that way inclined. Like I'm not putting I will sort this. I will try and do my best type of thing. But I've had conversations with parents who've like their child's got autism, whatever, and I've told them like what I've done and like you can go down this route, do this like. The first thing you need to do is get that hair mineral toxicity analysis done. And they're just like, oh, yeah, it just goes over the head. And then they walk down the street and talk to someone else about the weather. Like, it's just like they're like, I don't know, maybe they don't want to help the child. I wouldn't like to think that anyone wouldn't want to help their child. But it's like it just doesn't register what I'm trying to say. Or maybe it's because I'm not what they see as a registered doctor that they don't want to believe me. Or they think it's all hocus pocus.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Oh, she's heard that on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know. All I can do is tell people if they want to know my experience and what I've done, then of course I will tell them and help them.
Have you started journaling all of this, writing it all down, this whole journey?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Start doing it.
I don't know.
Start
God,
doing
I'll
it.
be there.
There's
I'll
a
be there for
book, there's a
years doing
TikTok
it.
channel, there's a huge amount of people that will, because it's not coming from a doctor and it's coming from a normal lady that lives in the middle of England that has, you've not just got one child that's slightly autistic. You've got
the
three
ADHD as well.
that might have been four that you've and people should be allowed to see and hear and read this.
Yeah, alternatives definitely. Some people, it's almost like when you start talking about this stuff, it's almost like it offends them. Like they just don't want to hear it, or they do have the attitude of, oh, you're just a mum. What do you know? Where's your medical degree? That sort of crap. But some people will, if they will want to listen. It just depends who they are, I suppose. But yeah, if they don't want to know, then they don't want to know. If they do, then I'll obviously help anyone. But that's definitely the first thing you need to get done. And if you are going to go down that route, that biomedical treatment route, then it needs to be done early when they're young. Because if you leave it till they're like in their teens or the neurological damage is too far, you're not going to be able to reverse it as easy as you would or ease symptoms as when they're little. It needs to be done when they're young. That's what I find anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that you do start getting this message out there because the 25-year-old medic hasn't had an autistic child. The 25-year-old medic probably hasn't been suicidal or depressed. So when it comes from people that have actually lived it, although they might not, look, you've looked into it so much, you sound like a doctor. You're saying words I don't even know.
It's because I've just done so much research over the years. I've started and I've never stopped. Another brilliant book to do with stuff like this, especially that word that we were talking about earlier. It's called Dissolving Illusions, and it's actually written by like a consultant doctor, and that will blow people's brains out. Dissolving Illusions, one of the best books I've ever read to do with all this sort of stuff. There's so much knowledge out there now, like with the internet and with books and stuff. It depends if people want to see it or not. Yeah. It all really does just depend on the person. That's what I feel like.
We live at the greatest time to ever be a human being.
Yeah, we do.
Because right there is all the information that the world has ever produced. And some people will say, oh, Google's controlled by the Illuminati and all this load of shit. But ultimately, you've got pretty much every piece of information that you're ever going to need there. But it's like you said, people don't want to look for it. They're
No,
so
they don't.
blinkered into,
Yeah.
I've got to be at work for this time. I've got to pack the kids' lunch with this. What's the cheapest and easiest way of doing it? I'll drop them off. I'll do it. But they're just so busy.
They're just plodding along in the matrix,
Yeah,
aren't they? Just
they
fully
are.
plugged in.
They
That's what I
are,
call
they
them,
are.
yeah. What's the word? NPCs.
Yeah.
NPCs, yeah, just in NPC mode, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I find a lot of people are
They are.
like. It's
They
like
are.
the lights are on, but no one's at home.
Sometimes the lights aren't even on.
No.
And it's a funny one, actually, because that's why I now just do whatever I want to do. Because 99.9% of the people, I couldn't care less what they think about me.
Me neither. I really don't. I used to when I was younger, but now I'm getting older. I don't care. I
Yeah.
really don't, because, like I say, we're all going to die, and no one will remember us or even know that we were even here in 100 years' time. Or our kids. Like, it's horrible. It's a horrible, scary thought to think about, but it's true.
Yeah.
So we've just got to do what makes us happy, and just
Shall I
crack
tell her how
on.
many Christmases she's got left?
Oh God, what? Don't.
So if you're lucky, you get 4,000 weeks to live. That takes you to 80.
80, yeah, okay.
So that means me at 45, I've got 34 Christmases left.
Really?
You've got 47 Christmases left. You're 32, 33?
No, I'm 30. I'm 36. I thought it was 35
You've
when I
got
first
less
moved.
then.
I'm actually
You've got
36. Yeah, I turned 36 in November.
So you've got 43 Christmases left. 43 summers, 43 autumns. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it's scary. It really is. When you think back as well on periods of your life that you may have wasted with just being on autopilot mode,
Yes.
like when you were younger and stuff.
Yes.
Like I know I was like that a lot in my 20s, and I think then God, if I like knew what I knew now, or like they did, like life would have just gone a total different route. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing.
How was school for you? How did you do at school?
Oh, I hated it. Totally
hated it?
rebelled against it. I rebel against authority anyway.
What grades did you get?
I didn't do them.
Okay.
I didn't do them.
Yet, you're sitting here now
Yeah.
sounding to me like a doctor.
No.
But the reason is you've had a purpose,
Yeah.
a desire and a drive.
Yes.
Could you imagine if somebody would have tapped into that when you were 12, 13, 14?
I know. I think it's all just drummed out of them at school.
Yeah, education system is not fit for purpose in many ways.
No, it's not. I regret sending my oldest because he was like me. He absolutely rebelled. Obviously, there's the ADHD thing. He was running rings around the teachers. He just kept saying this is all bullshit, which a lot of it was. And he ended up getting thrown out in year 9, I think. They sent him to like an alternative learning campus, and the kids there have like ADHD and stuff. And it was just a lot better. It was a lot better. It was a lot more relaxed. Like the teachers were just, it just wasn't. But yeah, the school system is very, very institutional. They used to line like the kids up and like look at their shoes to see who. It's just, yeah, it's not good. I don't.
But it's the things that they're teaching. You know, they're not teaching critical thinking. They're not
they don't.
teaching real world skills. You know, how many kids come out of school at 17, 18 and know what a mortgage is and what interest rates are? And
Or how the banking system
how the
truly
banking
works.
system works. They don't do that. They don't.
But that's all by design, I think. I think you're purposely just fed a load of programming crap. They just want workers, don't they? They want you coming out with an employee mindset. You're going to go and work for someone. They don't want you to learn about business. They don't want you to learn about taxes. They don't want you to. They don't want free thinkers, do they? The people who design.
Who is they?
Think about when I say they. Think about the people who design the school system.
But they're dead.
Yeah, I know, but what they put in place for how it is, do you know what I mean? How it to be, and then people would have obviously taken it off down there. It feels quite sinister.
It does, and I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. You know, I don't want to believe that there is this all-powerful, sinister, shadowy group of people that are orchestrating all of these things. I don't think human beings are clever enough to do that.
Do you not?
I mean,
What if they're not human? What if they're aliens?
Wow, there we go. People can't keep a secret in an office environment.
No, they
can
can't.
they? Could you imagine being able to keep secrets on a global scale?
It depends if they're a secret society. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I used to be really deeply into this stuff, but I try not to let it get to me now because it takes away your energy. I don't want to be focusing on that stuff. Do you know what I mean? I just try and concentrate on positive stuff now.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong, I've looked into every single conspiracy theory that there could ever be, and I'm old enough now to have seen crazy predictions come and go,
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And this and that, and now it's just like, look, it's just
Yeah,
a load
it
of,
just gets
it's a load of
boring,
rubbish.
doesn't it, after a
Well,
bit?
it does, but you know, it must be difficult because you are, like I said, running very close to that side of things
Yeah.
where, you know, you could literally never come out of your house ever again.
Yeah.
Because the aliens are watching you,
Yeah.
or the government have bugged the street lamps, or 5G
Yeah.
is, you know,
Yeah.
creating whatever it is in you. So your passion is obviously with your kids and doing all of this,
Yeah.
but then there's that little world called crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't there,
Talk
that
about
you're,
crypto. Yeah, I love crypto. What have you got crypto, yeah?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Yes.
Yes.
What's your favourite crypto?
I try not to get married to any coin because
No.
I've seen them come and go and make money and lose money. Solana's my biggest bag at the minute.
Yes, Solana's a beast. I think
Solana's my biggest bag.
Yeah.
I've just before you come in, I was just looking on the exchanges. SEI, SEI or SEI.
SEI.
That one keeps popping up in.
Is it a low market cap?
I don't know what the market cap is. It's quite cheap, but people are saying that's the Ethereum beta, not Solana. I don't know. SEI. You can get it on KuCoin. I think it's on Binance. It's on a few of them, but I keep seeing that one pop up. I've not got any of that.
I don't know. I haven't heard.
I was
of that
heavily
one.
involved in Phantom. The last here it is. SEI. What's the market cap on that? Well, that's big.
SEI. What?
It's big.
Have you got any AI coins?
I have.
I think AI is going to be
I
massive.
can't remember the names of some of them.
Fetch AI.
Yes.
Yes.
I've
I
got
like Fetch
Fetch.
AI.
I've got who?
Render.
Yes.
Render's a beast.
Render's
as
not
well.
necessarily AI though, is it?
No, it's
metaverse graphics rendering.
It's more about rendering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rendering the metaverse, yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get into crypto?
Oh God, I originally got into it in 2020
Yep.
when prices were really low during the lockdown.
Yep.
But I sold before the bull run because I didn't really know what I was doing, and there was a lot of stuff There was a lot of stuff going on at the time, like things that I can't really talk about on here. So yeah, I sold. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't manage it. Didn't have the headspace for it. And then I started buying again. Probably November, December 2022.
Okay.
Rock bottom, 15k Bitcoin.
Did you?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I did, yeah. So.
And $17 Solana.
Yeah. I think I picked up Sol at around 19. Yeah. So
Are you still holding it?
Yeah, I am.
You didn't sell out when it went to 120?
No.
Good.
No,
That's
I'm
going
not.
going to $1,000 a coin.
I reckon it will as well.
Grand
What
coin.
do you think about Quant? I absolutely love Quant. That overledger.
You see, my problem with XRP, Quant, HBAR, XLM, and all of them.
I've sold all them. I've got rid of my
but-
XRP.
Yes, but for me, it's been the flat Earth Bible bashing community
Yeah.
that have latched onto them for this nonsense quantum, and I just haven't got time for it. So I've got a bit of Quant,
Yeah.
and I've still got some XRP, even though I slag it off all the time on my TikTok because it isn't going to $500 a coin.
No.
People don't understand market cap. Oh, you're talking about market cap as though you know it. Look, any cryptocurrency has to have people buying it and people selling
Yeah.
it. And you have to know how many are going to be in the
Yeah,
circulation.
absolutely.
And they're printing $1 billion a month.
I know.
Of XRP. It can't go up to $500.
The XRP community have turned into like a cult
They
now.
have turned
Like
into a
they are
cult.
literally like a cult.
Yeah.
Like that shit ain't moving.
It's not moving.
It does not move. Even when the whole market goes up, XRP is just there slugging it.
Only
I've sold on
thing in
mine.
my-
I've got rid
it's
of
the
it. I
only
can't be
thing
doing
down
with
in
it.
my portfolio. The
Yeah.
only thing.
Yeah, it does drag you down. I sold mine. I just thought, you know what? There's so many better opportunities and better low cap cryptos out there that will make way bigger returns than that.
Is that 90?
So I just got rid of
What's
it.
that? Show me the hourly. It's 94 now. It was 77 earlier.
77?
Yeah, it went down to 77.
Did it?
Yeah.
If it does that again, I'm buying. I know that the markets have absolutely tanked the past few days. I think there's a lot of manipulation going on because
Well,
obviously we were expecting the ETF. The ETF, yeah.
It's done. It is done.
Do you think it is?
100%, yeah.
And do you reckon they're doing this to there's
100%.
market manipulation
They
to
reckon
get?
that BlackRock's got $3 or $5 billion
Yeah.
ready to put straight into the Bitcoin ETF.
Wow.
They reckon Apple
Yeah.
have got $2 billion to put straight into a Bitcoin ETF.
Oh my
So when it gets released, that is going to rip. I'm not sure that this is possibly the last bull run?
I think it's going to be the last bull run, and I think it's going to be an absolute mammoth of a bull run. I think it's going to be wild, and I can't wait.
I think Bitcoin could do $250,000 a coin.
Yeah, I do. I reckon it's going to 300-400.
You've got the ETF, and then you've got the halving.
The halving, yeah, the
Which is
halving.
mad.
But what people don't realise is, like, historically, after a halving, people think that, like, after the halving event, prices are going to skyrocket instantly. It doesn't work like that. It's usually around 12 to 18 months later. So you're looking at, like, mid to late 2025 before you're reaching new all-time highs. I think a lot of people will sell too early this time round because they'll see, like, these astronomical gains, and I think they'll sell too early, and then I think it'll go even higher. Like you said, it's trillions potentially coming into the crypto space, so it's going to be wild.
You see, I think you should do some crypto content.
Do you?
Yeah,
There's not a lot of it in the UK, is there?
There isn't, and there isn't a lot of young ladies doing it.
Really?
No, there isn't.
There's
It's
one
mainly blokes,
yeah.
middle, late.
There's one called Crypto Leo. I know he's really good. He's a
few of them
British
that are
bloke,
decent.
I think. Yeah,
But I think-
they're all American, aren't they? A lot of them.
But I think being a lady that's, you know, young and normal, that understands
Normal?
crypto. Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean,
A
yeah.
normal kind of
Yeah.
everyday person that's had her own ups and downs. I think you could do some good cracking crypto
Yeah.
advice.
I've got quite a few. I like a lot of really, like, I've got a few tiny micro cap,
Have
like
you?
serious risk ones. Yeah, but I think if you've got a risk, if you've got the chance that they could go to, like, do 100x, then if lose it,
It's
lose
worth
it,
a
end
couple
of.
hundred
Yeah,
quid, isn't it?
of course it is. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at a lot of different ones of them.
There's a lot on. I'm in a Facebook group, and that there's a lot that they're getting on Pancake Swap, on BNB. Just tiny market cap gaming ones and things like that. And
Yeah.
you know, they put 250 quid in, and it's
Yeah.
500x already.
And these meme
stuff.
coins as well. But you did a video about bonk meme. Yeah, bonk. Yeah.
So do you know why Bonk took off? Do you know what happened with it?
Is it Solana meme coin?
It's on the
I
Solana,
thought it
it's a
was.
Solana
Yeah.
meme
I don't usually tend to mess with meme coins. I might have a little play about,
A little
but
dabble.
yeah.
But essentially, Solana brought out a phone,
Oh, okay.
Web3 phone, crypto phone. What's it called, Ben?
Do you know what I think I have?
Nobody bought it. Nobody
No.
wanted it. They couldn't buy it. So then what they started to do, they started to say, right, everybody that buys a phone gets so many million of these bonk coins.
Oh, okay.
You can't buy one of these phones for love nor money now. They're going for $5 grand.
That's a
$4
good
grand.
marketing
So
strategy,
yeah.
isn't it?
So that pump. So anybody that had got this bonk coin, as soon as they announced this with the phones and the phones ran up, look,
Wow.
$3,000, $4,000, $2.5 grand.
Oh
there.
my God.
Solana Saga, it's called. So yeah, so they started packaging that with this bonk coin, and look, who knows? I think once if Solana reaches $1,000, you're gonna get some decent gains from anything on the.
Even if Solana does a 10x, I'll be happy. I think it'll do more than that. What do you think of ICP, Internet Computer Protocol?
I think I got into that ages and ages and ages ago when I thought it was going to be the next best thing, and it did fuck all.
When was that? During the
When was it?
that?
Yeah, you did. 2-3 years ago.
Because that went up to about $600 during
Yeah,
the last bull run,
it was
didn't it?
mad.
But they're saying that it was manipulated and all to do with the FTX thing.
Yeah.
But the technology is good.
Yeah.
So are you holding ICP?
I haven't got any. Actually,
No,
at the minute,
you got
no.
rid. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good technology. It's a good one to hold. It might do like a 10, 20x or something, but there is other ones out there that with smaller market caps. LCX, I absolutely love LCX.
What's that on? What do you buy that on?
LCX, Coinbase.
Really?
Yeah.
Just on Coinbase?
Yep, LCX is on Coinbase. I
Is that
think
a small
that's
market cap?
Yeah, I think it's about. It was 21 million when I bought it. It's about 50 million now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big one. It's a regulated crypto exchange in Europe.
Do you think
That's
crypto's the future?
I do, yeah.
Why?
I don't think it'll totally replace the traditional financial system, but I think it will. I think it's gaining more and more popularity, and I think it's on its way to regulation. But I do think when it's totally regulated, it's going to totally it just defeats the whole object of crypto in the first place, because obviously the government's going to get their hands on it, the banks are going to get their hands on it, and they will ruin it. And like I said, I do think this is the last bull run, but I do think it's going to be a beast of a bull run. I don't think there'll be any more after this, because when regulation comes in and with the ETF and stuff, it's going to slow it down, and I think eventually it'll become more like the stock market type thing. I think that's what will happen.
I still think, but obviously the catalyst for all of your bull runs is what Bitcoin does. And I think once the ETFs get announced and are starting to be traded on the stock market, essentially, you're going to get much less volatility.
Yeah.
So you're going to get these 0.5% drops, 2% drops, 3% rises over 3-4 months, which then means that the money's not going to start to pour into the altcoins. So I think you'll still get a few, but I think it's going to act much more like a stock. So, I mean, I'm literally trying to put every spare penny I can into it at the minute.
Yeah, it's got to be done, hasn't it?
And every time it drops, you're like, right, I need to put some more.
Yeah, that's it. People are fearful when it drops, and it's like, no, get more.
But it's mad, isn't it? Because the amount of people that say, oh, do you think Bitcoin's going to come down now because it's so high, I want to buy some? And then the second it comes down, they're like, oh, no.
Yeah,
it might come down more and it's going to go to zero. Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't wait. You can never time the markets perfectly. I don't think you can't time the top. You can't time the bottom. No one really knows what it's going to do they? I mean, you can predict. You can do technical analysis, but you can't. No one truly knows. So it's best to just dollar cost average at every point. Obviously, if it dips more, buy the dip. But
there's only so many dips you can keep buying. So you're like, I've got no fucking money left.
I'm worried about not getting out on time. You know, and you're waiting, don't want to be the one left holding the bag, and suddenly you wake up, you've been liquidated overnight.
Imagine all them poor souls that bought Bitcoin at 69k.
Don't. There is one on TikTok. There's a man on TikTok, and he bought at 69, and he's still waiting now for recovery. Like, I'm so glad that I did my research and didn't do anything like that. I don't know how people do that, because I think they just think it's going to keep going. They can't have done any studying of crypto if they've gone and done that. They must have just waded in, and they've just got wrecked, haven't they? So hopefully they'll be more prepared this time.
But I was saying to somebody the other day, I can't remember who I was talking to, the money that you lose in that first cycle, that's your entrance fee. That's your course fee.
Yeah.
You've got to lose some money to understand it.
You've got to,
You know, definitely. I can't be putting everything that I'd got into this fucking thing called Hector DAO. Well, DAOs were all a big thing, weren't they?
Yeah.
At the end of the last, decentralized autonomous organizations. And, you're putting it in and you're earning all this and you look at it, but it's all on paper, and then all of a sudden it just goes...
Yeah, if you don't sell, then you'll see numbers that go up to like prices you've never seen before. But if you don't sell, then it's an unrealised gain, isn't it?
Yes.
Then you could have nothing by the next day. So it's important to sell, but obviously you don't want to sell too early. So that's why it's best, I think, to dollar cost average out of the market as well. Sure. Which it's crazy, but I think it's going to create a lot of
but it just shows
a lot of wealth.
Ultimately, crypto's not there yet because we're having to exchange it for real pounds.
Yeah, back to fiat. And that defeats the whole point, doesn't it? Exchanging it back to fiat. No one wants fiat anymore. No. It's too inflationary,
And until somebody says, right, well, you can... But you can't pay for things with crypto while it's still so volatile. Because I can't go and buy a coffee with 0.00001 of a Bitcoin. Yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden that's dropped 50%, or it's gone up 60%.
Yeah, that's true. Even if it's in a wallet, it's fluctuating, isn't it? I don't think it'll be accepted as... I don't know if Bitcoin will ever be accepted as payment, because it's more now as like... it's too slow, the gas fees are too high. It's like... it's more of like digital gold, like a store of value, a commodity now, isn't it? That sort of things. Obviously, Solana's much faster. I don't think Bitcoin will ever be used as a payment system. But
what are your thoughts on Ethereum?
I do like Ethereum, but I do think Solana will outperform it.
It's just so slow and it's so expensive. Yeah,
it's very expensive. I've sold my Ethereum as well. I think there's just way better projects out there. I've sold my Ethereum, sold my XRP. Yeah. I won't be selling my Bitcoin. I'll shave profits off during the bull run, but I won't sell my Bitcoin. Maybe I'll never sell it. I don't know. There's people out there that predict it will be 1 million by 2030. So we're best to just hold all of that. Yeah. The other projects I'll definitely sell, because you don't know if they're going to survive regulation. Some of the smaller ones and stuff. So
90% of them just fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
There's coins that are never going to come back.
Yeah, it's just important.
Did you lose any money in Luna?
No, I never put into Luna.
I didn't either.
No. I haven't lost any money so far. I'm all up.
Really?
Yeah, I've never lost.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I bought during...
Ben, we're buying this LCX.
LCX is
100
amazing.
grand on LCX. Let's do it. Press buy.
LCX, I think that's going to be an absolute beast. See, the market cap's gone up. It's a centralised exchange. It's an authorised exchange.
And what is that the network LCX?
Yeah, LCX. It's in Europe. It
LCX token is the fuel of the LCX.com platform. The LCX cryptocurrency exchange is an exchange-based utility token and universal utility token. Token is the way to sign, encrypt, and secure digital assets on the blockchain, enabling the future of tokenization. Token grants all users a reduction of up to 50% of trading fees, compliance. So, yeah, so it's another layer one, isn't it?
It's an actual exchange. LCX is an actual exchange.
So it's not a layer one?
No, it's an actual exchange that's an unauthorised exchange. It's an approved exchange.
LCX Advanced Crypto Compliance Suite. Okay. How long's that been on Coinbase for?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know a lot of people think it's going to be a monster as well.
Bullish on it, $20 to $50 prediction. This is not financial advice, of course. Mm-hmm. What are we on now?
Never financial advice.
13 cents?
Yeah.
Ben, let's remortgage the house. Come on. We are going all in on LCX.
It's one of them ISO 22 compliant ones as well.
It?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in there with the quant and everything. Yeah, I think that'll do well because the market caps. Yeah, it's an exchange. It's not. I don't think it's a massively used exchange at the minute, but I think once regulation comes in, I think it'll go good.
Wow. Any other little gems?
I like XYO. That's quite a low market cap as well.
Yes.
Do you like XYO? I think it'll do well.
I like any that's got to go up.
Yeah. I'll tell you about one.
79 mil.
Yeah.
Just low.
I'll tell you about one that I've bought recently. It's called Orbify AI, and it's got a 1 million market cap.
Has it? What's that on?
1 million market cap. What did I buy?
Pancake swap or something. Is it on BNB?
No, it's on MEXC. I bought it on MEXC.
See, these people in this group that I'm on are talking about MEXC or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that just a wallet?
No, it's an actual exchange, yeah. MEXC.
MEX?
Yeah, I've got the app, yeah.
There's an app?
Yeah.
On your phone?
MEXC app, yeah, I'll show you.
MEXC, right, we're downloading MEXC. We're chucking
it's
it all in burn.
Orbify AI, but I've done a lot of research into it. It's produced, like, the people behind the project seem quite good. It's got the bloke. It's managed in Dubai, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I do think it's.
See, a lot of these really small market cap ones that they've been talking about in the group are on this MEXC, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of the gaming tokens.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a few. They're talking about this Miro as well. A lot of people are talking about this Miro.
This Orbify AI is all about generating AI content.
Right.
Yeah, so I think anything AI will do really well. But obviously, because I've bought that because the market cap's so low, it's definitely could do 100, 120x. So I just thought, you know what, just
is that on
it.
this?
The Orbify?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orbify?
Yeah. ORBIOFI AI, yeah.
Orbify.
Yeah, I think the ticker symbol is OBI or ORB, I can't remember.
Right, we need to start diving into some of these, don't we?
This is good for buying some of the ones that you can't get on other exchanges, like Viat. I think Viat as well. Yeah, there's loads. I've got absolutely loads of different cryptos, though. I don't just have like 6 or 7. I think there's over 30.
What do you do? Do you just keep them on the exchange, or have you got hardware wallets?
I keep them on the exchanges.
Do you? Well, the hardware wallets were fucking breached anyway, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't. Everyone raves about keeping them putting them into cold storage, but I can't be doing with the faff getting them back onto the exchanges. What if it doesn't accept it? You might need to sell by then. If they're on the exchange, it's there. The security is way better than it was 5-6 years ago. Like, people really panic about.
Yeah.
Oh God. I broke your chair. Sorry. Yeah, people really panic about them being on the exchanges, but I've got a lot on eToro as well.
Have you?
Yeah, and eToro is FCA regulated anyway.
Can you take your crypto off of eToro, or is it just is it one
what
of
do you mean? Move it into cold storage?
Yes.
No, you can't on there.
So you
They've got
don't
their
really
own.
own it.
They've got their own wallet on there that you can put it into, but obviously you can sell and get it back. But no,
you can sell it to
I
them,
don't
but
think
you can't take it off. So that's you.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think you can move it. No.
Yeah, no. So it's paper crypto, isn't it? It's not really there.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot of things. They're called they're derivatives, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely have a look at this.
Yeah, this has got quite a
so
good.
if you were giving some advice to a young mum that wants to start crypto, what would you tell them to do?
I would say definitely have some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, yeah.
How do they get Bitcoin though? Where'd you get it from? What do they do? They
Just-
don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's true.
What do they need to
Go
do?
on to any exchange. There's loads of different ones. Binance, Coinbase, eToro, Mexi. There's loads of different exchanges out there. Yeah, go and buy some Bitcoin and hold it for as long as you can. Shave off the profits during the bull run. And just do your research. That's what everyone says. Just do your own research. Don't listen to anyone on the internet. Definitely look at AI projects at the minute, because I think that they're going to fly. Yeah.
And buy as much as you can.
Yeah, buy as much as you can, definitely. Mind you, though, that's like, not financial advice. Like, you can't tell everyone to put as much money as they can into crypto. Everyone's risk tolerance is different, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I've got quite a high risk tolerance, so but some people haven't, you know what I mean? You can't tell someone to put as much as they can into crypto, and then it might go wrong for them, and then it's like they've gone beyond their means.
As
you know?
much as you're willing to lose.
Yeah, as much as you're willing to use.
It's
yeah,
not going to affect your life.
No, once you buy the
negative way.
crypto, just accept that. Just think of that money as if it's gone and it doesn't exist,
Yes.
and then and don't forget to sell on time.
Do you do any trading? Have you ever traded? You done any leverage trading?
No,
Anything
I
like
don't touch leverage. No,
Don't do it.
no, I don't touch leverage. No way. No, I can't be doing with it. No.
It's.
Have you done it?
Yes.
Yeah. What happened?
What you would expect to have happened.
You got
I
liquidated.
got liquidated time and time and time and time again.
People
Yeah.
make it sound so glamorous, don't they? Like, I've just done this. I've just made $6,000 in a day, and it's not reality, is it?
And again, I say this about people that go and put money on the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw the bloke on there that won £25 million, and I was like, yes. But you know, if everybody that lost on the lottery had 10 seconds on a TV and says, hello, my name's Nick, I did the National Lottery on Saturday and I lost.
Yeah.
It would take X amount of years for them to get through just one week's lottery.
Yeah, it would.
So you only ever see the people that win. So when somebody says, oh, I've just done a leverage trade, 100x, and I've done 70 grand, you ain't seen all the other people that have been liquidated.
No, it's not good. No, I would never. I think people are steering away from that more now. Or are people just doing it? I don't know.
I don't think it's slowing down.
No.
It's gambling, essentially.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's just complete gambling, that is, using leverage. I just wouldn't. No.
I mean, the whole game's rigged, essentially. You know, all of these exchanges are there to make money.
Yeah, of course
And
they are.
With the trading, that they just go and look for the liquidity. Where's all the money? So we'll push the price up to liquidate all the shorts.
Yeah.
That's what happened the other day.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
exactly what happened the other day. I think I can't remember, but it was so many hundreds of millions were liquidated in 30 seconds or something because they pushed the price one way because they knew all the liquidity was in the opposite direction, and then all of a sudden it bounces straight back up, and it's just it's a fool's game. You'll always hear stories of people doing it. Like you've said, best bet: buy your crypto on an exchange. Yeah. Leave it.
Yeah.
Be prepared to take some out. What you reckon? 2025 April? May,
I don't know, because
June?
this obviously, like historically, what we was talking about, the bull runs usually happen about 12 to 18 months after the halvening. But this time, I think it's going to be a bit different as well, because obviously you have got the ETF and stuff, so it could just go a lot quicker and then be over very quick. We can only look at like historically what's happened, but it could be different this time. What if it's all done and over within 6 months? And it just goes absolutely through the roof.
Everybody's
for 6
always
months
said
solid.
this one's different.
It is different, and I do think it's the last.
But everybody said that about every bull run. And it's always been the same. Everyone's always said, oh, no, this time we've got this, and we've got institutional money coming into the scene.
And then when it drops, everyone's like, crypto's done.
Crypto's over,
yeah, crypto's finished.
You know when crypto is about time to... You know when it's time to pull out?
Yeah.
When the taxi driver starts asking about crypto.
Yes, yeah, when everyone's talking about it, that's when it's time to get out, because there's no one left to get in, is there really?
No,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but a lot of people say that.
Real money have been buying Bitcoin when it was 15K.
They've got in way at the bottom. Yeah, of course they have.
Did you get any ETH when it... what did it go down to?
I got it.
600?
I got ETH really cheap. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've just recently sold it because, like I said, it's maybe going to do what 3 to 5x. There's way better projects out there.
Yeah, but if you're clever about it and you take your profits from Bitcoin as that pumps, you put it into ETH, which pumps next.
Yes.
And then you take your profits out of ETH and then you go and layer it out. It's hard work.
You're gonna.
but
That's the
ultimately
thing. That's
the
more
game
trade.
that you're
Yeah.
trying to play.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're edging your bets and going, look, I reckon that SEI or Orbify, they're going to do it. Just buy it and leave it.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon Orbify's doing? 100x?
I reckon it could do. Yeah. The market cap's only 1 million, and I think it's a really good project. It's all AI based as well. Just have a little look at it when you get home. Look at.
We're doing more than looking, aren't we, boy?
Yeah,
We're
there's
all
some-
over this.
I can send you a list of every single one I've got, but there's quite a few. But yeah, there's quite a few out there.
Because the
Really
last
good
bull
ones,
run,
you've just gotta hunt 'em out.
crypto was I was into it.
Yeah.
I was.
Did you do okay, or
farming
did you get
coins.
wrecked?
Got wrecked.
Oh no!
Got wrecked
What happened? Did you buy at the top or forget to sell?
No, we went and bought a load of helium miners.
Helium.
Did you ever see them?
No.
No. So that was the big thing. People were buying these little boxes called helium miners, and they were plugging them into their internet at home, and it was just mining this coin called helium.
Yeah.
And they were mining, 20, 30, 40, 50 a day, and they were worth pennies.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it exploded, and these coins were worth $50, $60 each.
Okay.
Here they are. So these are now only worth 100 quid each.
Yeah.
These were going for £2,000 each.
Oh, okay.
In the bull run. The helium token went up to, I don't know what it went up to, maybe $100. These people, they were in at pennies.
Yeah.
And it just ripped. It's
Did you put all your money
now.
into it?
We put a fair bit in.
Oh no.
Yeah. But we've still got like 30 or 40 of these boxes around the local area that are still mining this coin. But the good thing is they changed over to the Solana network. So these are on Solana now. So when Solana rips, this is going to rip. So I think we might do all right, but we've had to
What's
sit
the market cap? 825 million. 824 million.
It's got to go some to get to all-time
Has
highs
it got any
again.
use case? I've never even... Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially what helium does, what these little boxes do, they're creating this thing called the Internet of Things.
Yes. That's like Jasmine, isn't it? Internet of Things.
Maybe. But essentially what happens is, if you and I walk down this street now, we've probably passed by 10 Wi-Fi boxes.
Yeah.
We can't get into any of them because we need the password.
The codes, yeah.
So these little boxes, what they did was you plug it into your Wi-Fi and that creates a helium network which uses your Wi-Fi and it connects like cell towers around. So the more that they're in your area, the more you had it. So what they then say is, we're going to build applications and devices that work on the helium network. So for example, you've got a little dog and you get this little helium microchip thing in their collar.
Yeah.
And wherever the dog is, you can see it on your phone because it's running on the helium network.
Oh, okay.
Internet of Things. You need to know where there's a car parking space. You can get these little monitors and you can look on there real time. There's a car parking space there. I'll go to that. These people that have got diabetes and then, they've got these checks. It can be sent straight up into the helium network and you can have live coverage. So
okay. That sounds quite good of a project,
really
to be honest.
good.
I've never heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was really, really ripping. We bought some of these.
And what happened? It just crashed overnight and you lost everything?
Tanked.
Oh, no.
The price of it tanked.
Did it happen during the night when you was asleep?
No, I mean, you can see it was a
Oh,
it was up here and everything's good, and then it's crashed down to.
So what, did you just not sell at all, even though it was crashing? Did you just think it was going to go back up? Yeah. This is the problem, isn't it? People don't know when it's at that absolute highest point, and they think it's going to go higher.
That was the peak.
Oh God, I keep breaking
You
this
may have
chair.
thought this is the peak, and you sell here at $24.
Yeah.
And then it comes down, and then you go, whoa, but we thought that was the peak. What if the peak's up here now?
Yeah, it's an absolute
you
mind game, isn't
you live
it?
and you learn. But if we'd have been dollar costing out, but then what we'd have been doing is we'd have been dollar costing in again.
Yeah.
And then, so look,
It's a minefield, isn't it?
But it's been completely stagnant for the last 6-7 months. And then we got a spike.
Yeah.
Nearly went up to $9. So look, we'll be there or thereabouts. Put loads into these DAO things. Nodes were a big thing. nodes, strong node and power nodes and these things. So you buy a load of their crypto, you store it, and you get this thing called a node, which then generates more of that coin that you can then sell, but it's kind of an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And they just all tanked and just got wrecked on it. But look, that was our entrance fee.
Yeah.
You know, that
your
was
learning curve.
But if I'd have just stuck with what I was doing, what's Hector at now? Oh, look at this.
I've never heard of Hector either.
$360 a coin this was at.
What's it now?
18p.
Is it worth buying back in? A lot of these projects from the last bull run, it's like people holding on to like Matic and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of them are going to reach the previous all-time highs.
I don't know.
I think a lot of people will get stuck on old coins that will only do maybe a 7 or 8x, but I think there's a lot newer, fresher and better projects out there now. But I do think a lot of people are still stuck in the H-bar is great technology, but I think people it's not going to do you a 50x, is it?
No.
No, neither is.
But equally,
neither is Polygon-matic.
No. But they're...
Or any of those, the XLMs, the XRPs, they're not going to give you the big gains, are they? No. So if someone's only got like a grand in, you're not going to... It just depends on your risk tolerance, doesn't
Depends
it?
what you want to do. Some people will be happy chucking a grand in and doing a 3x.
Yeah, they will. Yeah,
a
you're
grand
right.
to 3 grand. You ain't getting that in the stock market over the next 3 months.
No, it's not.
Months,
The
5
stock
months.
market's diabolical.
Yeah. It's just slow. It's a long
if
game.
you even double your money in the stock market, it's like, ooh, but in crypto, like doubling your money is nothing, is it?
No. No.
So yeah, definitely more opportunity in crypto.
So crypto, and then you're cracking on, still trying to figure out everything for your kids and putting that awareness out there, which is amazing. I think you definitely should start doing some content based around both of these.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you know what I might do? I'm starting to do a little bit more as I'm going on, just about random crap, like what you said, like documenting your life.
Yes.
So yeah, do you know what? I might just go for it.
Don't fall into the trap of thinking that everybody knows what you know. Because they don't.
They don't do that.
The most simple things that you've done, this little life hack, this, that, the other, not everybody knows that.
No.
Document it, put it out there, and you find that actually, wow, this is...
I might give it a go and see what happens then. There is some weird people on TikTok though, don't you think, in the comments?
Yes. But how many of them are real?
I know, yeah. There's a lot of fake accounts on there, isn't
Bots, fake accounts, just people, wind-up merchants.
there? Yeah, just people trying to abuse people on there.
It takes a while to get over the personal insults and things like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I rarely read comments now.
No.
Rarely.
And you can turn them off as well, which is great.
But you don't want to, because that engagement, people commenting and arguing, and some sticking up for you and some going against you, that just tickles the algorithm's balls. And it goes,
I don't really get offended easily anyway, so...
No. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not.
You've been through so much that some dickhead calling you whatever, this, that and the other, it's like, do you know what? I've got an autistic child. I've got 3 other kids. I've got a bloke that's walking around Loughborough's probably been...
I was just said to Robin, there's a canal around here. Go and try and find it. He's like,
do you want to know where the canal is?
Is it down there?
There.
No way. He's not going to find it then.
There. Literally there. We are on the edge of the canal.
No way.
Yes.
I was going to say, because I looked at it before I came here and I saw that it was there was a canal close by.
Yeah.
I said, just have a look around Loughborough. He's like, where? I was like, I don't know, just occupy yourself.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty local, and there's loads of stuff for us
Do you
to
live
see,
close to here then?
So I'm a Loughborough lad.
Okay.
I don't live in Loughborough anymore. Moved 4 or 5 miles out when I bought a house 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a local Loughborough lad.
Cool.
So yeah, you bump into people that go, I've seen you on TikTok.
You're on TikTok. You've done really well for yourself on there, though, on your personal channel and on this pod. I think this is going to be huge, I do. If you can get more people on here. So you've already got quite a few more people, though, haven't you, from when you first started?
12 odd K or something, yeah.
Yeah.
On this one.
You've got more people lined up to come on as well?
Stacks.
Really?
3 today.
See, that's amazing. I think this is going to be really big, I do.
Yeah, I think having a personal brand and having a podcast is what lots of people should be aiming to do for the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people's attention spans are now starting to grow again. You know, we're out of this 15-second quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to hear people and their story, and how does that develop over 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour? I think we're going back to the ancient times where we'd all sit around a campfire at the end of the night. We've all eaten, and one of the elders starts telling their stories and going on and on. Well, we're starting to do that now in the virtual world. And like you said, you know, you've come out with information today that we wouldn't have been able to get in a 15-second clip.
No, you wouldn't.
People have got to know you. They'll be like, "Oh my God, she was so nice. She was so down to earth," and they will. You'll have resonated with people.
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
And that's, I think that's where it's going. But ultimately, I just enjoy doing this.
Yeah,
I just enjoy doing it.
You're so natural at it as
Sitting
well.
and having a chat. Look, I've been a tennis coach for 20 years. It's no different to that.
No.
It's getting to know people.
Yeah.
Finding out what they do like, what they don't like, and trying to convey I mean, I'm not obviously trying to convey a message to you. You're talking to me pretty much today. But if I'm trying to teach you something, it's how do you learn? Are you a visual learner? Are you audio? You know, are you a bit of both? Are you
a bit of both? Yeah.
Are you somebody that likes to be shown how to do it and, you know, feel your way through it? And you might understand this way of explaining something, but this person might not, and they want you to explain it like this.
Yeah.
So it's no different to that. And I'm just interested in people. Normal people.
It's like what you said. People want reality, don't they?
Yes.
They want real. They don't want all this celebrity orchestrated crap, do they?
I think the time for glossy, perfect, look at me type content's over.
Yeah, it is.
And we want to see people have a great day, have a shit day.
Yeah.
Come through
raw material.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's how the human race has got to where it is now.
Yeah, it has.
Someone's struggling with that, let's go and help them.
Yeah.
Someone's having a great time, let's celebrate with them.
Yeah,
and let's
definitely.
all pull each other up together. And there's so much advice and help out there now, but if you haven't got to type it in and sift through reams and reams of text, and you've just got somebody there that's talking about that, and you're talking about, you know, let's hope that hundreds of people go out there and get this hair test done for the kids.
Yeah, but I hope so.
I'd never heard of it.
It's about £150, but it's definitely worth it to anyone if their child's showing any autism signs or symptoms or ADHD or anything like that. It's definitely the first, or speech delay. It's definitely the first thing that I would get done. I wish I'd have done it years ago for my son, but yeah. I didn't know then what I know now, so...
No.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely the first thing, because it shows everything inside the body.
Well, I've heard in the past people talking about drug testing through the hair.
Yeah.
And they can tell if you've taken a substance or, you know, smoked something in the past, however long it is.
Yeah.
Thinking, what, from your hair?
Yeah, they could tell everything from the hair.
But it's surely got to be
it has
near
to
the
be
roots.
Yeah, but it has to be from the back, right as close like to the neck.
Yes.
Joining to your skull as possible. But yeah, they can tell loads. Also, her potassium levels were absolutely through the roof. They said to me, has she been through some sort of ordeal? I was like, what? And they were like, because the level at her potassium it's that of someone who would be in like a constant like fight or flight mode, a constant state of distress. Wow. I was like, no. And yes, it was through the roof, but she was just so agitated all the time. But that's come right down now. It's mad how like the minerals, if there's certain minerals in your body, if they're out of whack, one can over-dominate the other. That can cause all sorts of problems inside your body. I didn't know any of this. No. But it's not publicly told to you though, is it? It's doctors don't talk about this sort of stuff.
No, I mean,
no.
When's the last time you've ever gone to a doctor with a problem and they start talking about mineral content?
No, they don't.
Vitamins and supplements that you may or may not be. Yeah. But you really need to go and listen to that, because he talks a lot about what you're saying, an awful lot. What else was on that? I'll give you this piece of paper. Yeah. But look, we've done 2 hours.
Have we?
Yes.
God, that's gone really quick, hasn't it?
And I've got to go and pick my dog up.
Okay.
Because we've got a house viewing.
What dog is it?
An American Akita.
Oh my God, they're like wolves, aren't they? My auntie had one of them and I was scared of it because it goes...
No, like she's not scary at all. She's fine, but she's big.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Japanese Akita.
Yeah, same thing.
But, okay.
Yeah, same thing. Mine's just got... The American Akita's got a dark muzzle.
I've just got a little French bulldog.
Little lap dog.
Yeah.
And so then, we've got I've got to bring her back here so that the estate agent can take her around the house, or him.
Oh, okay.
And then I've got another podcast.
Okay. Is it Sniper that's coming on?
Yeah, Sniper's on his way in.
Perfect. Wow, yeah.
I've not looked at my phone unless he's texted me saying, can't make it. No, he's coming.
Yeah.
But look, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, it's been brilliant. It's been lovely to meet you.
Stay in touch.
I will do.
And get your TikTok channel get a crypto content because it's going to start ripping as the bull market
isn't it?
ensues.
And people are going to be like, oh, here come the crypto content
Here they
creators
come.
again.
You get in there
Where have
now.
they been all through the bear market? That's what
Absolutely.
it'll be.
And you keep doing your best for your kids and pushing the message out there. This will be up tonight, so I'll send you the link to it. Do whatever you want with the clips. You can definitely
get rid of this red eye.
We'll get rid of it. It's
Thank
gone.
you.
We'll put a big sticker over it,
Yeah,
a big
God,
smiley face or
don't.
something. And then, use it however you want. Download it, clip it up, do whatever you want. We'll send you a few clips that we've made.
Perfect.
And keep in touch anytime you want to come on. If you've discovered a new... this has really started helping. Let me come on. Let's do another one.
Okay,
anytime
that's
you
fine.
want.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good.
And when I get back, do you want me to do a video on TikTok and like tag you in it and say that I've been here and how nice it's been and everything and tag
do whatever you want.
Okay.
You do whatever you want.
I think I will.
I've never asked anybody to do it, but they all do it.
Yeah, I'll be doing that as well.
Yeah, do it. Tag us in it. I'll share it. Whatever.
Okay,
but thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Thank
Go
you for
and
having
find
me.
your wandering man.
He's probably threw himself in the canal by now.